Garden's looking good this evening in this nice evening light. There's a nice lobelia there doing well. This is Cleome, grown from seed this year. Lovely plant, the bees love it, called spider flower. Phlox, there's a white one there, I don't know where that came from, but looking good. So the garden's looking nice. That's Amaranthus, velvet curtains in front of the banana plant. And we've got Cosmos in there, and the lovely orange canna, that's doing well. Sunflowers, I always grow sunflowers. And these are nice ones, they're not too tall and they're a nice mixture of colours. They seem to fit in with everything else, as long as you plant them with something tallish around them. So Nicotiana there on the right I like to grow, and that's a fuchsia at the back. Hostas everywhere. This is Sum and Substance. That's the biggest hosta there is, I think. It's Lysimachia growing in the hanging basket. And we have Cosmos, as I say. This is a daisy. It's called Leucanthemum superbum, crazy daisy. Iceberg rose doing well. Had red dahlia there. We've got sweet peas. That's Senecio, angel wings. Nice canna, that's a lily, last of the lilies there. And this is Echinacea. I love Echinacea. This comes back every year and it's got lots of buds on it this year. It's in its third season. That was one of my friends in the garden. A nice lobelia. That red one is Starship Scarlet. And Phlox again, looking nice. They come back every year, of course. Plum Jerkin, that is, that penstemon. We've got some begonias. I like to just put in a nice mix of things. Nasturtiums there. Nasturtiums are lovely because they ramble their way out through the other plants in the garden. You can just pull them out if they get a bit too big. The hostas do well. I also have edging plants there of heuchera and heucherella, which do well. They've got a little bit grown over by the nasturtiums now, but they are in there. That's Hosta Sum and Substance. Huge flowers on that one. Iceberg rose does very well. It's been flowering since about early May. This is a little datura that I grew from seed this year with a white and purple throat. More sunflowers. This is Fuchsia thalia. I grow this every year. It's not hardy, so I take it inside for the winter. And the hostas are doing well. There's a nice dark leaf canna at the back there. To flower yet. The hostas are doing well because they're grown in terracotta pots, standing on shingle with gravel, sharp gravel around the tops of the plants. So the slugs and snails don't seem to get them. Oh, it's looking nice. It's the light. The light, it makes such a difference to this garden. In the morning when it's very bright and sunny, you lose the colours a bit, but they come into their own in the afternoon. The brugmansias are flowering there. This is a yellow canna, yellow flowered canna, which is doing really well in a pot. It's got lots of buds to come on that one, so that should flower through right through until the first frosts, and then it gets taken into the greenhouse for the winter. And Crocosmia pops its head up amongst the things, but I rather like it next to that white daisy. There's some heuchera flowers you just saw in there. So these are growing in a pot outside the kitchen window. Now these nasturtiums are called Alaska. Amaranthus again. Velvet curtains, that's grown from seed this year. It's done really well and it's a nice tall plant. Nice orange canna lily in there. But you can put all the colours you like in as long as you have lots of foliage. That's Nicotiana, of course. I grow those from seed every year from the dark flowered plants. Cleome, lovely plant. Meter tall, the bees love it. Spider flower. That's a nice lobelia, that's Starship Scarlet. And these are rustic dwarfs, those little orangey, yellowy ones there. Rudbeckia, of course. Marguerites, these are grown from seed, as are the amaranthus and echinacea. That's nice. A lot of buds on it this year. Cosmos, I've grown xanthos, which is a yellowy one, which is lovely. That's done well this year. And nasturtiums, of course, just ramble and do their own thing. That's a penstemon. This is a grapevine growing across our arch, and I've trained it across here. There's also a clematis there. Trained it across this year, but when it gets to this end, it's having a little fight here, little argument with a cobia, which was growing here last year, so I'm waiting to see who wins that one. But I think I'll leave them to it. So the afternoon light is nice, as I say. And I've been watering. I've still watered all these plants. Here's a banana. This is a new one this year, in a pot. For this year anyway, and the last of the foxgloves. So yes, I water these even though we've had a lot of rain. Anything in a pot will need watering no matter how much rain we get, really, especially if it's surrounded by other large leaves and plants and things. But I feed this garden well with pelleted chicken manure, and that keeps the things going. And then as the season goes on, there's a blue geranium, that's Roseanne in the background there. As the season goes on, I will feed again with liquid seaweed or tomato food or something like that. But the hostas are doing well. I'm really pleased with those this year. There's my bird bath. I had a goldfinch bathing in there while we were sitting out in the garden having our evening beer the other night. Wonderful to see them close to. That one's called Patriot. That's a nice hosta, unusual white leaves to it. And the fern, which is doing well. And there's a nice acer there, I don't know whether you saw that. So I'm happy with the garden this year. It's a lot of work. These gardens are not low maintenance by any means, but they're worth the effort. And it's a pleasure to be out there and